With the transformative power of AI in healthcare sector comes a significant responsibility to ensure that AI is used in ways that are not only effective but also ethically sound. As the industry increasingly relies on AI, what do you see as the most critical ethical considerations that must be addressed to ensure AI is deployed responsible and for the greater good?
This is the question I was waiting for, to be honest, because we see a great push around, we should use AI and AI is the future, which I completely agree with and I don't disagree. But still, there are a lot of things that we need to keep in the back of our minds when incorporating or integrating AI. Because the things that come to mind, first of all, data privacy concerns, especially if you're not just looking at pharmaceutical, the healthcare industry in general, if it's tapping into patient data, that's a big concern, right? Data privacy. Like imagine something leaks on, I don't know, the patient data of a certain president, or like it could really be detrimental if these leaks happen or a hacking happens into certain patient data. So data privacy concerns, which goes beyond what I just mentioned. Then you have integration challenges in pharma. Because, like pharma companies, they all have their own platforms, their own security kind of measures that they take. So it's not always easy to integrate something coming externally, like a certain platform or a certain service that uses AI to integrate it directly into the company's infrastructure. Then you have the famous hallucinations. So I've also experienced that, especially with Gen AI. If we look at Gen AI, many times you ask questions or you ask for summaries and then some inaccuracies appear, and we call these hallucinations. And if you don't have human oversight on the output of AI, especially in the healthcare industry, that's disastrous in my view. Imagine that a doctor is interacting with an AI to give him medical information or to give him certain guideline recommendation, and then the AI hallucinates or gives a wrong recommendation or wrong information. Who takes accountability of that? And if then there is a risk or if there is harm that is done to patients, we're not talking about AI that is helping me, draw a beautiful image or to create a logo or create a poem or a song for a friend. These are really fun applications, but here we're talking about patients, and we're talking about recommendations that could lead to either a harm or a benefit to patients. And this is why I always say AI will not replace humans, but AI will replace humans not using AI, because human oversight is always very important. So these hallucinations, the biases, sometimes if AI is using databases that are biased towards a certain patient population or excluding other types or demographies, so you will have biases in what the output will look like. If you're training your AI only on your pharmaceutical data or only your competitor data or only your trial data, it might be biased to give you a complete answer looking into all the other data as well. And then last but not least, the lack of talent or expertise within the industry. If you need to have proper AI use, you need to start seeing more data scientists, computer scientists, people who are really who really know coding and work a lot with large language models and also with that sort of technology, so that they can also bring in their expertise and their input into that when working in the industry. And it's not just people who are like doctors or pharmacists only trying to incorporate or integrate this technology. And I'm sure a lot of companies are already doing that, which is also great to see happening.
So, Carlos, your insights into the potential of AI in revolutionizing the pharmaceutical industry highlight how AI is already making a tangible difference in patient outcomes. Given that AI is still in its early stage, yet already delivering significant benefits, of course, it's clear that its integration into pharmaceutical operations holds immense promise. However, the successful integration of AI into any organization, especially in such a critical field, likely comes with its own set of challenges, let's say. With that in mind, What are the key strategies that companies should adopt to ensure they can effectively harness AI's transformative power while navigating these challenges?
I would say three things: change management, and change management. No, so I'm emphasizing on that because usually that's the biggest barrier. You have a great technology, you have the passion of the people to really start using that technology, but then to really create that change and really bring that change sometimes to companies takes a very long time. Now, change management aside, first, make sure you have the right infrastructure in place. So you have two decisions to make. Either you're going to have robust data management systems, secure, scalable AI platforms if you're thinking about doing your own platforms, or you need to ensure that you're working with vendors or service providers that have already done all that step for you in terms of having their own systems that are very secure, scalable, they comply with all the regulatory requirements, etc. And then you just integrate those systems, or you use those systems, or you license those systems in a way. Next is employee training. So if I'm an employee who's going to use AI in my company, I need to be trained on how to properly use the AI, how to not misuse it. And also underlying the principles, the ethical use that I just mentioned in the previous question, to make sure that how am I going to use AI to make informed decisions that will not cause harm? And there's always the human oversight and an understanding of all the setbacks, or I wouldn't say setbacks, but also all the biases or hallucinations or whatever that can come out of AI. Third, make sure you have the resources, because this requires an investment in people, in platforms, in processes. So it's not just that you say, yeah, we're going to go AI, and then you don't kind of forecast ahead how much that would cost you. So this is also for me very important. Finally, my advice would be that the companies in that era, they need to really foster a culture that encourages experimentation, innovation, failure, because the AI projects will not give you an ensured win in every application. And it's not that if you incorporate AI, tomorrow your revenue is going to increase by 50% and you're going to have 700 drug candidates and insights that are actionable all over the world. It's a learning process. And this is why it's not wrong to start small. Start small with one pilot project, experiment with AI, see how it's improving or how it's helping you, and then starting to scale up. If you go and say, I'm going to be a full AI company in 1 month, that's a hallucination, right? Because going from 0 to full scale in a month will just create unnecessary pressure, confusion, panic, waste of resources. So it's not wrong to start small, experiment, learn, build, and follow that sort of process in order to ensure that you win with AI and not just cause panic.
I want to close this interview with a very common question, and I'm assuming that you would agree with me, Carlos. As AI continues to make strides in healthcare, there is a lot of excitement surrounding its potential to improve patient care, streamline processes, and accelerate drug development. However, with this excitement also comes a fair share of misunderstandings and myths. In your experience, Carlos, what are the biggest misconceptions about AI in healthcare, and how do these misconceptions impact in adoption and effectiveness?
This question represents a great opportunity to summarize some of the key points that we mentioned throughout. There is no doubt that incorporation of AI in healthcare, whether it's healthcare in general or also pharma and biotech, is going to advance impact. It's going to impact patient outcomes, and it's going to bring us to a better place, no doubt. So we can agree on that. However, we mentioned a lot of important things that we need to always be aware of. And I'm going to summarize them in terms of 4 myths, if you want. Myth busting. I love myth busting. So one is AI will replace us. This is a myth. because human oversight, especially in the healthcare system, is very important. And AI is made to empower us and increase our efficiency and the impact of our work. It's not made to replace us. Therefore, the people, as I said, and everyone agrees on that, I guess, people using AI will replace people who do not use AI. I think this is a clear fact. Myth number 2, that AI systems are flawless. And I see a lot of people, whatever output Gen AI gives, they go forward with it, or they post it, or they talk about it. And we should always remember that there might be hallucinations, there might be biases. It all depends on what data you are feeding the AI. And even in the insights field, I see a lot of people depending on these insights platforms that use AI, that, okay, whatever data we're going to give, this AI system is going to generate powerful insights for us to use in the field. No, that's wrong, because the system is as strong as the data that you're feeding it. So if you're not feeding good data for that AI system, it will not generate actionable insights and good data for you. So myth number 2 is that the systems are flawless. No, they are as good as the data that they are trained on, and they can make errors if the data is incomplete or it is biased. Myth number 3, AI should be used everywhere, and it's a one-size-fits-all solution. I understand the hype. I understand that people want to put AI everywhere. But these AI applications must really be personalized, tailored, and prioritized in areas where there is a clear need, and we can really demonstrate a tangible impact. Which takes me to myth number 4, where they think that AI is prohibitively expensive. Well, it depends, because there are many solutions out there that can help us generate impact. Some are cheap, others are very expensive. Therefore, you should prioritize what is the impact that you want. This is why I was saying it's not a one-size-fits-all. If you say it's a one-size-fits-all and I want AI in everything, then of course you cannot complain if it's expensive. But if you really decide on one area that you want to start driving impact and leveraging AI, this is where you should start. And we should always start small. That's fine. It's not a problem if we decide to start small and then scale. I think that's a really winning strategy, especially in the field of AI. And also we should think of the long-term cost savings and efficiencies that AI can provide. So sometimes we say, oh, this solution costs a lot of money. Yeah, but don't think about the cost now. Think about what is the impact that this solution is going to offer you. And if on the long term, it's a win situation, then it's fine if you do an investment now to win later on. So these are the key 4 myths, I would say, and the 4 facts that we should focus on. And I hope that they offer a nice, good summary for our beautiful discussion that we had today, Noa.
As we conclude today's insightful discussion, it's clear that artificial intelligence is not just a futuristic concept, but a present-day reality already transforming healthcare. I want to thank you, Carlos, for sharing your deep understanding of the opportunities, the challenges, and also the concerns that come with integrating AI into the healthcare. The strategies you outlined for successful AI adoption, particularly the emphasis on change management, as you said, infrastructure, and fostering a culture of innovation, will undoubtedly guide our audience as they navigate this complex but rewarding landscape.
Thank you, Noa, so much for offering me this opportunity. It's really a very exciting field to be reading about and updating ourselves on continuously. And I look forward to future discussions and future uses of AI.
Great. Thank you, Carlos. And to our audience, thank you for tuning into this edition of Succelerate Talks. And before we sign off, we invite you to stay connected with us, following Succelerate on LinkedIn and X by scanning the QR codes displayed on your screen. Goodbye, thank you, and take care, everyone.